Thanks for listening to the Grow Your Life podcast. My name's Jeremiah Krakowski, and if you haven't listened to this before, I help people grow in their life and in their business by giving you business strategies that are going to get results, proven methods that work, that you can use and apply to make more money in a business. But I'm also going to teach you about mindset, about life, and ways for you to grow in your health, wealth, and relationships that you can apply holistically from what I've learned, from what I'm using, even stuff I've learned from others, reading books and things like that. I kind of bring it all together here to help you in one place that you can look to grow in your life and in your business. Now, in today's episode, I want to talk about the differences between just making money, right? We talk about you want to make money online in an online business. I have a free course in my hashtag Grow Your Life group called the Internet Cash Flow Formula. And I teach people how to do this. But at the end of the day, there's a difference in the mindset that we have to get into our heads between making money and running a business. And in fact, you're not going to sustainably build a business by just trying to make money, by just trying to get cash in the bank account, right? And so we have to kind of flip and shift this perspective. We can get so caught up in, well, I have bills to pay, I have to make money, that we actually choose to do the things that are not going to work. Now you might say, well, I'm not choosing to do that. I don't know any other way. It's that we are choosing to make money our priority going into it. Maybe you're saying, well, you don't know my situation financially. We're so broke. What else is there? And that's where you need to really look at, why are your financial issues in the forefront of your mind, in front of everything? I'm somebody that grew up with that and has had to learn how to not allow any financial situation, whether it's good or bad, affect my emotions, my mindset, my mental state, and to stay focused. There's two sides to this. You can be broke, and now you're so focused on being broke that we want to make money, right? There's another flip side. When that person makes a lot of money, and I can tell you this from experience because I was that person, they make a lot of money. I made, I think, $750,000 in 6 months at the age of 20 years old in affiliate marketing. And I was like, whoa, I blew it all because I shifted to the other side of things where I didn't even care about it so much. I just was spending it everywhere. And this is the cycle that a lot of people are on, which keeps them broke. For you to build a business, something that is sustainable, that will sustain up and down times, we have to make our focus more than how do I bring money in? And we do this by finding a convergence between what are you passionate about? Now, I want to talk about passion here real quick because our passions can either lead us astray or not. You may not be passionate about what you can make money with. And if that's the case, we're just working for dollars. There's a point, though, where you can also connect and converge your passions, making them less about what you do and more about impact and more outside of what is just tangibly measurable, physical, and into more of a holistic, experiential type of a passion. Okay? So for me, my passion is just really creating something out of nothing and seeing it flourish and have a positive impact on other people, right? I could do that in so many different arenas. And my career has been doing that, which I'm so thankful for. I had the opportunity to do that. And I bet most of you listening to this right now, that's also in alignment with your passions as well. And so if that's you, somebody that's like that, you're going to kill yourself and create financial suicide in a business just trying to make money as your goal. Because you're going to do everything possible to make sure that that never happens. How does this work? Well, because you need to start doing the things that you would do even if you weren't paid to do them as your way of making money. And many times we run up into, okay, two things. I don't know enough people that would want me to do that to make money from it, right? That's the first factor. And the other is, or even why would anyone want to listen to me or see me do that, right? The other side is I don't have skill to do this. I don't know how to do this. So we're constantly at this, still this lack-based mentality. We've shifted it now away from, okay, I don't have enough money to I don't have enough influence and skill. Those are solvable, by the way. But when we focus on our efforts, this is like a loop right here that happens with people, is when they shift from the money, now they come up with the real reasons why they feel they can't make money. So then we get so focused on, okay, I got to get influence and skill. People will grow and do all these activities that are counterproductive and then ultimately circle right back around to needing to make money. Which is why you need to get out of your mind that whatever you're doing is not based on any sort of lack. And start to believe this: I lack nothing today for the future that is in front of me. That's a hard one, right? And that's the mental mindset that we need to get into, is a mindset of abundance. Not a woo-woo kind of abundance where we sit here, think about checks in the mail, though I'll talk about that in a sec. That also does work, but not the way you think. A mindset of abundance is gratitude. I'm so grateful for what I have right now that I don't need any more. I have all the skill that I need, all the influence, all the experience, and all the money that I need to do what is inside of me. That's a belief right there that needs to become solidified. And me even saying that, you're probably like, that doesn't make sense. Let me make this tangible in my life, okay? I have all of the skill, influence, experience, and cash I need to build software, video games, and movies, and to grow a multi-billion-dollar company. Am I doing any of those right now? Am I making money in any of those right now? No, I'm not, right? But my mindset is that I lack nothing. And that the process of my life, each day going through the process, is bringing me closer to that. I don't need that day to arrive for me to finally have everything to do what I want. I already am equipped in that. And this is where we need to learn how to do this. This is a mental battle that we run through. If you have no money in your bank account, you need to pay your bills, you're worried that, money's not going to come in. How are you going to expect and say, I have all the money I need? In fact, we believe that if I say that, I'm going to keep it away from me. Because if I think that, I'm going to keep it away. And that's the broken pattern that we have, is that when we have enough, we stop working for it. So we actually prefer to be in broke because it makes us work for it. It makes us feel like we're doing something to earn what we get. And it creates this vicious looping cycle. This is the mindset that has built up corporate America and people being employees, working jobs that they hate for a paycheck. The carrot in front of you keeping you on the rat race. Okay? And so we have to, the first step, I'm telling you, before you see growth, finances in your life, in your business, is a mindset of gratitude and abundance, to where you don't need any more possessions, tangible or intangible, more than what you currently have to do what is inside of you, your passions, your future, your goals. Your goals are not waiting in the balance of you finally acquiring skill sets, influence, finances that you don't already have. And this is the mindset that everything hinges on. It does. And so we have to ask ourselves and spend some time yourself. I'd love to hear from some of you as well in listening to this podcast. What does that trigger in you feeling? Why can't you say that? I had to ask myself this for the longest time. And I realized I was terrified to step into that place because of the responsibility that was in front of me for what I had to do once I got there. I was scared of success and allergic to it. And I was people-pleasing everybody. And constantly being critical of myself. Saying, you're not good enough. You're not doing good enough. You should do more. I took the word should out of my vocabulary completely. I literally do not use the word. I should do this. It's either I'm doing it now or I'm not. And if I'm not, it's because I chose to. I'm taking personal responsibility for why I'm doing one thing or not. When we get to that place of taking personal responsibility for our mindsets, for our goals, not expecting other people to get us there, to do something, to one day arrive, for our situation to change, for people to respond and react in a different way so that we can control everything around us. See, that's the pattern of control. We believe that if we do everything right, we can control everything and then our destiny manifests. That if I can finally control it good enough, now I can make it happen, right? And that's why our goal we see is so short-sighted. I need to make money. 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 When you let go of that need to make money and you do things because there's a convergence of these 4 areas, it's what you're passionate about, meaning you would do it even if you weren't paid for it. That's a big one. I don't get paid to do these podcasts. It helps my business grow. For the first year recording them, didn't have a huge impact, except what I heard the testimonies that came out of people that went through them. And I love being able to do that and to help people get breakthrough. And now I'm starting to see the fruition of it coming out. In the second year, it is producing income for me in an incredible way. You have to do it even if you weren't paid. That's passion, okay? Next, what can you make money for? These actually need to be the same thing. What can you make money for, and what would you do if you didn't make money? When these two things align, the effort disappears and it becomes effortless. The third one is, what does the world need? Meaning, what is this? A need, a problem in the marketplace, a problem that people have that you can serve. And then the fourth one is, what am I really good at? What am I really, really, really good at? And that's what I've built my business around. You don't have to do what I'm doing, by the way, to do that. This is where we need to ask ourselves this and start with, what is my passion? Or flip it, what am I good at that the world needs? Go at it in reverse order. I'm so thankful you kept listening up to this point, because there's some people that clicked off of this podcast episode because they thought I was saying this in a different way. Go in reverse order. What can you make money with? What are you really good at? And what does the world need? Make that your passion and do it even as if you didn't need to make money from it. Turn your passion into that. There's two sides of it. Either you can do your passion, or, and this is the one that most people run into right here in this mindset, your passion becomes the thing that you can make money from, that the world needs and that you're really good at. Many times we're comparing other people, what they're doing, and then we come up with these reasons and stories we tell ourselves that I don't have what I need, I don't possess the skill set, I don't like what I'm doing now that can make me money. And many times if we can make money from it, it's solving a problem and it's what people need. We've actually told ourselves that we have no passion for it. And we lose our passion because we allow people, a bad boss, a teacher, a family member, a friend, a business contact, a bad situation in our past, ruin what used to be our passion when we first got started with it. Remember and think back to the day when you first started doing something that you're really good at. When you think of anything that you're really good at, not just in work, could be playing the piano, could be, I don't know, playing video games, shooting guns, whatever. Think about the day right before you were good at doing that. As soon as you got really good at it, you got passionate for it because you understood it. And then over time, you lost that passion. Things got in the way, whatever happened, life experiences, we lose that passion. Maybe you haven't lost that. Maybe you've just decided I can't make money from what I'm passionate about. This is where we have to bring together a convergence of what can we make money from, what does the world need, what am I passionate about, and what am I really good at? Make a list and write down, what are you good at? What are you really good at? And what can you help other people do with that? What problems do you solve with that? What you're really good at? I want you to take a consideration of this, because this is how you're going to take what you already know how to do and turn it into a sustainable business for you. And it might not look the way you expected it to. Many times we're so attached to expected outcomes and the fact that something didn't work out the way that we wanted it to in the past that we refuse to put that aside and try something new. Or maybe there's two sides to this. Or maybe you're a chronic try something new person and you never stick to anything for any longer than 6 months. If you're somebody that stays and sticks too long and doesn't try something new, that's me, right? You got to start trying new things. If you're somebody that's constantly trying new things and never excelling at it, then you got to start to grow in that ability to stick to something before trying something new, right? We're not all the same people, but we can all learn from each other in these two areas. And many times we feel guilty and ashamed when we don't possess a certain skill set to do something. We don't feel comfortable doing it. We don't understand it. That we allow that feeling around what we don't understand to make us feel inadequate. And when it comes time to trying new things, we better have all the pieces together before we get started, because we don't want to feel that embarrassment that we felt in 3rd grade when we didn't have the answer in the classroom. Could be anything similar to that. Could be a critical parent, something like that even. Could be we are just critical ourselves of ourselves. If you're somebody that is hyper overly critical of yourself, you are going to have a hard time building a business, and you're constantly going to be looking in the wrong direction. I need to make money away from the things that you need to be doing. Listen, this is where the mindset of what can I do to serve and solve problems in the world today with what I'm good at right now, or what can I learn how to do that I don't know how to do right now? And that's one that I've really leaned into my life that has made it to where I truly don't fear where I'm going to make money from because I know that I can learn new skill sets and then apply that to make money. I can learn to do new things that I've never done before. Not everybody has that, and I totally get that. I do believe that's something that can be developed, though. The more often that we step out and do something we've never done before and be okay with it not going perfect, detached from expected outcomes, we can learn new things and try new things. And so I want to encourage you in this. This is a new thing for you to try to do, is go out there, do the thing that's going to make you money, as if you didn't care about the money. And mentally, you put yourself in this mindset. Think about it. This is a little bit of like a mini meditation that you can do. I've done this for so long in business. This is one I didn't even realize, like most people don't do this, but it works. This is how like the whole kind of checks in the mail thing works, in my opinion. I imagine I have $1 million in my bank account. Okay? Like, just, I get myself to that place where I really I feel it. You know? I imagine that. How would I act? What would I do? What decisions would I make in my life and my business if I had $1 million in my bank account and didn't need to make money? Then I take that, and that becomes my new action plan. So you're mentally, maybe it's not you, but maybe what if it's someone like you? Here's another position that you can get in to try this. If that's really hard for you to get into that position. What if you knew somebody that had the goals you had? They have $1 million in their bank account. How would you tell them to do something and coach them? That's how you coach yourself. So oftentimes when I'm doing these podcast episodes, it's stuff that I've worked through. When I work through something, it's how I would coach people. They've actually learned that we become solidified in our beliefs about what we learn when we can teach it to other people with confidence, which is pretty cool. When I found that out, as I realized, okay, once I feel confident enough to teach this stuff to people, that means I've actually crossed over into being really good at it. And this is stuff that I have only learned even recently. And now I'm starting to see the effects of it in my life in so many different areas, in every relationship and every interaction. You know, I built businesses for 17 years. I had a lady the other day, she's like, well, but you were so successful before you got this mindset stuff in order. So can't I just, not worry about the mindset stuff? I'm going to say, man, I was successful in spite of the bad mindset. I would have been 10 times further with this good mindset. I promise you that. Yup. And so for you, think about how you would react and respond. This is how we get that mindset of, it's really a form of meditation. If I had $1 million in the bank account, how would I make my decisions differently for tomorrow? Now, many of us would automatically say, well, I just wouldn't work anymore. That's the broken mindset right there. Because we're trying to hustle to finally retire, let it all go, stop doing work, stop doing anything anymore because we finally arrived. That mindset will keep you broke for your whole life and keep you constantly chasing until you die, something that you'll never be able to acquire. When we come from a place of gratitude, I get into a state of mind, I am grateful for this $1 million in my bank account, this $1 billion in my bank account. I've even gone as far as, $1 trillion in my bank account. And I start to come up with some pretty cool ideas that I've written down in journals for technology. I'm like, man, I'd take $2 billion and build this and, do R&D on that. It's crazy stuff. That's where my brain goes with that type of stuff. But practically I've learned, I used to spend a lot of time in the clouds in that billion, trillion dollar place. Now I keep it just, 2 to 5 times what I'm currently making right now. So if I had 2 to 5 times what I'm currently making right now in my bank account, what would I do? What would I say to people? How would I talk to them? And I put myself in that state of mind while I'm building everything. I do not mean spending like I have $1 million in the bank account cash. I do not mean that. Because that's the other side of things. Oh, I'd go and buy this. I'd go and buy that. I'd go and buy that. You have to make your goal bigger than rest and buying possessions. Because you can rest and buy things now. That's why rewarding yourself with stuff is good to do. Because otherwise you're not building it up to someday. You actually feel like, wow, that gratitude comes in. If you're somebody that's struggling with debt, getting out of debt, spending money uselessly, be very careful with that. You're not going to go spending money as if you did it. I'm talking about like actions in your business. So I know some people that are listening to this, they've heard that the whole fake it till you make it mindset. It's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about internally. You don't go out there and tell people, I have $1 billion. If your goal, I'm going to say this again, these are the areas. Your goal has to be bigger than validating yourself in other people's opinions, resting, and spending money on possessions. Many times these 3 things are really why people want to make money. And then they flip, oh, it's not that. It's I want to take care of my family, right? They're really bringing it deeper. Your goal has to be bigger than taking care of your family, buying yourself possessions, looking good to other people, and rest. And that can be difficult. That's the difficult kind of spot that we got to get in. Is when we finally realize, you know what? That's the biggest goal in my life right now. By the way, that's incredible. Absolutely should reward yourself. Absolutely should rest. But start resting now. Your family deserves better. Stop burning the candle on both ends. You might have heard on some of my older podcast episodes how much I was working. I'm not working that much no more. I'm really not. And making way more money. It's incredible. Getting to that place. Rest now. Buy yourself a little treat. Treat yourself every once in a while if you have a habit of not. Seriously. Make it bigger than just what other people think about you. Praise from others and your family. This is where we find, okay, what is the impact? This is how we can look at, we're serving people. What's that area that we can serve and help other people in? What are problems that we can solve? And how does that converge with what we're good at? How does that converge? It doesn't have to converge with all 4 of them, by the way, at once. Find 2 that you can converge with, that you feel the most comfortable with, and then realize, okay, I can increase the convergence on the other 2. So you can kind of pull them together. Maybe you don't possess as much skill. You know, you can make money with something and you're passionate, right? Grow in the skill and increase. When you increase the skill, that's going to increase the money. That's why a lot of things are skill-based for us that's holding us back. Mindset-based. This stuff, the ability to visualize in your life, if you had $1 million in your bank account, what would you do? And make plans that way to execute, that convert and turn into results, tangible results. That's a skill, and you can develop that over time. It's a skill to make looking at your goals as bigger than just family, people's opinions, possessions, and rest. And I think many times people are just like, you know, oh, this is where as well this message gets a little confusing, because I'm like, your number one priority needs to be your family. But the reason that you are doing your business needs to be more than just paying your own personal bills. You need to make your business goals, your financial goals, be bigger than that, based on impact and align passion with ability, skill set. You can increase passion if you don't have it. You can increase skill set. You can increase the amount of money that you can make from something. If you have three things: you're passionate, people need it, and you're really good at it, that's very easy to make money from. Because all you have to do is grow in the skill set to get that to more of the people. Find more of the people that don't know who you are right now, that have the problem that you can solve for them. That's what I teach in my Facebook ads course. That's what I teach in a lot of my teaching about marketing. Okay? And so ultimately, if you have a passion, if you're really good at something and people need it, but you're not making money from it, right? This is a place of service right here that you could do. You do it even if you didn't get paid for it. All you have to do is grow in the skill set and ability to find the right people and the courage to ask people to pay for it. Because oftentimes when we're passionate about something, when we would do it without getting paid for it, we feel guilty asking for money for it. Listen, just because you can do something faster than everyone else doesn't mean that it comes easy to everybody. And it's actually a service to people to ask people to pay for something. When I do coaching with people, I can coach more people better by charging money for it. Because I can reach more of the right people, reach more customers, develop better training materials, develop better relationships, and scale things that way. Scaling is, at that point, always about leveraging and increasing that level of things without you having to work more. And that's where then your money starts paying you. Many times people are trying to hatch the horse before the wagon, trying to make the money that pays them before they even get to the point of the process that's going to get them there. And so that's where growing in the skill set and ability for sales, for marketing, for communications, for reaching people with what you're good at, passionate about, and the problems that other people need, that area of service, you can make money with those things by just growing in what you don't already know, okay? And that's what I love to do with people. That's what I love mentoring people with. When I hop on these 15-minute coaching calls with people, is help them find what are those areas that they need to grow in to start to create more income, more revenue for themselves. So hopefully this has given you some clarity, some encouragement of that mindset to have. Is once you come into convergence with that, you give yourself the grace to not have to do everything perfect, to learn what you don't know, to practice, to do it as if you don't need to make money from it. When all of this comes together and you follow a proven strategy that works and gets results, that's when the money starts to come in from you doing the service things. You're not doing it so that the money comes in. The money is coming in just by you doing what's already naturally inside of you that you would do even if you weren't paid for it. And we get our mindset out of that place of needing to do this, focusing on, oh, I just want the money to be a byproduct of helping people. That's not what I'm talking about here. I'm not talking about any sort of woo-woo quotes that people say about, kingdom prosperity or things like that either. I'm talking tangible, lining up, getting in your heart, your motives being bigger than cash in your bank account. Your reason for doing business as bigger than making money. When you flip that perspective and get in that place that you're going to build a business, do something that makes money, not to make money, but to be of service, you will every time. exponentially make more money in the long run than just trying to make money from something. You're going to get off the hamster wheel and into the game of your life for sustainable growth that you can pass on, legacy that you're building that's bigger than you. It's bigger than you. It's bigger than just your immediate family. It's bigger than just your grandchildren. It's impact and convergence to the world around you, where you're touching people with what's inside of you and you're just flowing in your highest productive state. Out of a scarcity mindset, out of doing actions for fear and worry of what might happen if you didn't do them, out of just doing things to get something. We have to break free from just doing actions to get a result. Why do you want that result? You have to make your why be bigger than validating yourself, proving yourself, looking good to other people, buying things, paying for things, and survival. And get out of the survival lack mindset into abundance, where we're grateful and have gratitude for everything that we have everything we need. We don't need more of anything to be good, satisfied, safe, or secure. And we can step into that breakthrough and that calling. That was the area that I was afraid to step into for the longest time. Stepping into that breakthrough. Stepping into that place where, I'm going to get a lot of massive criticism from people. I'm okay with that. Absolutely okay with it. I'm not in that place of needing to, prove myself. 6 months, a year ago from now, or a year from now, yeah, sure. I was worried. A lot of times. Once you break free from this, doing things just to get something, getting into these types of codependent relationships, these people-pleasing relationships where if only I can get people to like me enough, if only I can do enough of the right things, then I'll get what I need because other people are responsible for what I need. That mindset. When we break free from that mindset and step into our destiny, and we start walking forward, not waiting for our situation to change, stepping forward into that place of abundance, making our decisions and choices as if, and reprogramming our mind if we have these lies that we're believing about why we would do something, when we also being humble and admitting that, I only want to make money for this reason. Either own it or not. Stop being ashamed of what's inside of you as well. That's a big one. If we're ashamed of how we feel, I'm ashamed that I just want a fancy car. Why? Why are you ashamed of that? Who told you that you need to be ashamed of that? Who told you that you need to be ashamed of recognition? Who told you that you need to be ashamed of making money, paying your bills, taking care of your family? It's not something you should be ashamed at all. None of this is about shame. None of this is about criticism. None of this is about beating yourself up and saying, I should do this, but I'm doing this. This is about stepping into a place of flow where you love yourself enough to make the most loving choice for yourself and not looking to other people to take care of you. Not looking for other people to tell you that you're good enough to do the things that are inside of you. Knowing who you are, not needing to prove anything to anybody, and walking out the destiny that's in your life. Walking out and manifesting those goals that you have, those goals that you write down. If you haven't written goals down yet, I want you to start to write some goals down. Write it out on a piece of paper and go over it. Keep it in front of you. Keep those goals in the front of your mind. It could be a fancy car, could be a bank account amount. Spend some time visualizing and meditating on what your life would look like in that moment. And then when you walk out and do those things in your life, do them as if that has happened already. With expectancy. Not, I hope it happens, but secretly behind the scenes, I know it's not. I hear people say, I hope it happens, but secretly I don't think it's going to happen for people like me. That's not hope. That's spite. That's in spite of. You got to get to a place where you say, even if it doesn't happen, I'm okay. Figure out why you might not feel like you're okay. Change the pattern, change the belief, change the tape. Visualize and step into the breakthrough that's right in front of you. This has been happy, exciting, awesome. I'm happy that I got a chance to record this. Listen, if you're somebody that wants to hop on the phone with me for 15 minutes, talk about your goals, talk about where you're at with things, where you're going, how things are coming together, where you're stuck on this topic. I have people, man, that tell me. I saw a lady the other day. She's like, I'm not going to hop on a 15-minute call with you until I'm at a point where I feel like I'm good enough to hop on a call with you. That's the point and moment I need you to hop on the call with me, yo. Head on over to my website. Schedule a time for us to talk for 15 minutes. Grow your life, everybody, and we'll talk soon.